Okay. Just a few things at the first. What we're going to do is look over the pages that we assigned yesterday in the translating phrases packet. Pages 1 through 7 were the ones that y'all were going to work on. And the first part of this, we're going to answer questions. I want to clarify something, because if you're working on the actual worksheets that I sent out, there are a couple of answers that are on the back to some of these questions that I feel are inaccurate, and I'll explain why they are correct, but I don't want you to write them that way, because you're going to fall in a trap if you do. Okay. I know that's terribly confusing. The next thing that I want to say before we start on the lesson is, Josh is having a hard time coming in, sorry. That tomorrow and Friday are our last 2 days before the Christmas vacation. So this classroom of face-to-face students have decided that they want to have a little Christmas party in here tomorrow, Thursday. So tomorrow I'm going to do a short Zoom video. But all it will be is answering questions and maybe going over some examples again on the information that you guys are going to work on today. That's all. There's not going to be any new information or lessons that are offered. The next one will be January 4th when we come back. Because on Fridays, I usually don't do a recording, but I do a Zoom with my remote students to answer questions on Fridays. That being said, there'll be a very short Zoom recording tomorrow, Thursday, and then no more recordings until January 4th. The new information we're going to start on in the new year will be order of operations and distributive property. And then we'll move into solving equations. So I think I covered everything. Now, before I open it up for questions, I would like to address some questions that my students have had. And it's the answers on the back to some of these questions. One of them is, if you numbered your pages, one of them is on this, it's page 2, if you numbered. If not, it's the one that says ES1 at the top, translating phrases, single variable, ES1. And I'm going to talk about number 9. I'll write it on the board. Add X to 4. Now, we talked yesterday that you can't add something until you have something that you started with. So I'm adding X to the 4 that already existed. And that's why I told you that I want you to write the 4 first and then add X to it. Now, the answer sheet has X plus 4. Let me explain. This is correct, but I don't feel like it's the correct form. This, when we use it later, would give you the correct answer when we solve for X later, because of the commutative property. Now, the commutative, Josh is having a horrible time. The commutative property says that you will get the same answer. Poor guy. He has terrible internet. We'll see if we can get him back on. Just a minute. Josh, did you make it? Oh, I'll keep watching. Okay. Again, this is the correct form. and I encourage you to be careful and use this form. Now, the reason that the answer that we will get later when we use this in a problem or use this in a problem, we will get the same answer because of the commutative property. Now, the commutative property says I can switch the places and still get the same answer. Now, the commutative property only works for add and multiply. That's the only time you can switch and still get the same answers. Commutative property. It only works for add and multiply. Now, the reason that I'm so strict on how this is written is because when you come to something like this and it says subtract x from 4, subtract x from 4, then it has to be written 4 minus x. Because in subtraction, different from add and multiply, in subtraction, you cannot commute the positions. You will get a different answer. Okay, you will get the wrong answer if it's not written correctly. So if I let you guys write it this way or this way in addition, you're going to try to do that in subtraction and it won't work. That's why I'm so strict on writing it correctly in addition to, so that you don't think like in addition, you can write it either way, but in subtraction, you cannot. So let's just not ever. Let's do what we studied yesterday and say you have to have something to start with before you can add or subtract something from it. Do you guys kind of get the idea of what I'm talking about? So you're going to find out that the ones that you had problems on that had a different answer, a different order in the back answers, are usually the ones that say adding something to something. When it says add, sometimes they wrote it backwards. Okay? In subtract, the answers on the back are correct because they know that the order is so important. Am I confusing anybody? So we're okay. Okay, so I'll try to point out some of those if you want to do that. Make a note of those on your answer sheets. Number 9 on that first sheet that we just got through showing you, that one should be changed on the answer sheet. So it's on this page again. This one that says ES1 and it was number 9. Just go to the answer sheet and change it. It's not x plus 4, it's 4 plus x for the answer. There should be a couple more. I think I saw them. What chapter? What chapter is that? It's the translating. It's your packet. It's the one that I told you was a single sheet. And it says ES1 on it. This one? Yes. Okay, so number 9. Okay, right there. Now back here. Change that. Just mark it out. It's supposed to be 4 plus x. Okay. And then I'm looking on the other pages very quickly to see. Okay, on this page, let me see. Oh, no, that one's got the right answer. Okay, this one. Okay, here's another one. It's number 3, and it's on ES2. ES2, number 3. And if you numbered your pages like me, it's on page 4. Page 4. But this one says add J to 1. And on the answer sheet, it has J plus 1. Change that to 1 plus J. Rachel, if you're not finding them, I'll help you. Okay. I think there was one more. Let's.
Number 2 on page 6.
Say it one more time.
Number 2 on page 6.
Number 2 on page 6. Oh, yeah, product of 4. Did they put 4T first? Okay.
And this one on same page, 2, chapter 2, is 8.
Okay, I'll look at you. Hold on to that one, okay? Okay, here's one on the MS1. It says translating phrases linear expression. It was number, which one did you say?
6.
No, Simon, which one on that page? Here it is. Number 2, yes. Number 2, it says the product of 4 and T, that would be 4T, is added to 1. So 1 has to be listed first and then add 4T. Or, yeah, add 4T. So number 2, the answer sheet on the back of this page is backwards. It should be 1 plus 4T. Did you find any more, Simon? Oh, let me see which one you're talking about. Rachel.
Oh, and then number 8.
No, that one's okay. 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 It's just the one that says added to or subtracted from.
Okay.
What about this number 9 on page 6? Is it right? Added to, yes.
8.
Page 6, number 9.
I was thinking of number 8.
No, that one's okay. I'll have to look and see if we're looking at the same number 8, okay?
Okay.
This is on page 6. It's the MS1, translating phrases, okay? This one at the bottom, number 9. That one on the answer sheet is backwards. It should say 2 plus M over 7. 2 plus M over 7. Okay. And number 10, let's see if it's right. 1/5 of X is subtracted from. That one's okay. One more page, unless y'all found some more. But y'all get the idea. If it says added to or subtracted from, it's very possible that they wrote the answer backwards.
Yes,
Okay.
so I'm sorry.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
So like page MS1, number 8.
MS1, number 8.
So if you wrote 1/6 plus N.
3N.
Yes, 3N.
Oh, that one should be back. That one's either way, but it should be backwards also. You are correct.
So I did write it right.
You did.
Yay. Because I
Yeah.
looked at the back and I'm like, oh, well, I wrote it backwards. But
Say, oh,
if we-
dang.
yes, so if we write them backwards by mistake, are they going to mark it wrong?
If you write them
Yes.
backwards by mistake and it is a plus, it's going to be okay.
Okay.
If you write them backwards and it's a minus, it's not okay.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's look just overall at the questions on pages 1 through 7. Actually, it was 2 through 7, because page 1 was your vocabulary. Do you have any of them that you marked that you just didn't understand before we move on to page 8? Did Josh never made it in? His internet is horrible. Anybody? Brittany? Any questions yet?
No.
Naomi? Any questions yet? Okay, and Sherry, I already asked. I hate it that Josh can't get in. All right, so let's go to 8 and I'm going to page 8. Some of you may have tried some of these and that's fine. Let's look straight up on number 1. Okay, and this is the one that says MS3 on the top. If you numbered them like me, it's page 8. And we're going to look at number 1. 1/8 of Q added to 4. Okay, so here's a phrase. We need to find out what this says. Okay, 1/8 we know is a fraction. Of means times. So I have 1/8 times Q. And then added, of course, is plus. And then 4, okay? Now I like to write the numbers up above the sentence, but then we read it again and we say that this is added to this. So the 4 has to happen first. So we have 4 plus 1/8, and remember, we can cram these together and it means multiply. So we don't have to put the multiply sign if we cram it together. So this is what the answer should show. Let me make sure. We might need to correct that one. Yes, they have it backwards. They have it backwards. So number 1 on that page, you need to change the answer sheet. Let's go to number 7 on that same page. We're on this page, Rachel.
I found it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Page 8, Simon. Okay. We're on number 7, and number 7 says the difference between 14 and 9 times C. Okay, and what we decided, there were 4 words that when we see them, it was sum, difference, product, and quotient. When we see those, we stop and put a parentheses immediately when I see that. So here's a parentheses. Difference means subtract. So this is what I'm going to write. I write all of this because I saw this word right there, the difference. Now, after this word, it will tell you what goes here and what goes here. And the way you're going to separate those is with the word and. So the number in front goes here. The and says, I'm done with the front and I want to go to the back. So 9 times C is the same as 9C. Y'all see? It starts to have, I'm sorry, 9 and C. There you are. So we're beginning not to do anything new, but we're starting to add more to your phrases. And that's why I separated what you were doing last night to what I want you to do today. It's just adding more things. Now, number 10, I have a star on that to make sure that we cover that one. Number 10 on the same page. Could be confusing. Total. Uh, 1/5 and 4 times as much as Q. Hey, I will admit the first time I read it, I thought, uh-oh. Okay, but total, we found out was, that means add, it's on our vocabulary list. We can treat it like sum. So we're going to total up some stuff. So when we see the word sum, that means we're going to add some stuff. So I need parentheses and a plus because it's add. The of here, I'm sorry, total of, that's not a multiply. It's just something we're going to have to get used to. As much as. Okay. So we said that the minute that we put the parentheses right after that, it's going to tell you what goes here and here, and it's going to be separated by the word and. So what goes in front is 1/5, and 4 times as much as Q. Now this is confusing, but 4 times Q. 4 Q. I hope that's the right answer on the back. Yep. They don't have the parentheses. The only reason I use parentheses is because sometimes this stuff is nested inside of some more words. In this case, if that's all that's there, you don't necessarily need those at the end. Then erase them, okay? It's not wrong if you put them there. Let's look at the next. All right, the next page, I put a little star so that I could call your attention to this one. Oh, and I want to do number 1 also. Okay, for those of you that numbered the pages, this is going to be on page 9. The rest of you, I'll show you which page it is. And we're going to be doing number 1 and number 3 on this page. It says DS1, and it's still translating phrases. Number 1 starts 2 times the difference, so you can see what page you're on. DS1, did you find it, Rachel? Okay. Okay, and those of you that numbered it again, this is page 9. We're going to do number 1 first. More words, not anything new. All right. When I look at this, I know that it's going to be 2 times, okay? 2 times. So I'm done with that. And then I see the difference. Remember, if we see the difference, we're going to make parentheses. And difference means subtract, so I put the subtract in there. So I know immediately it's going to tell me what goes here and here, and it's separated by an and. Circle your and you'll see what goes in the front part. 7 times x and 4 goes in the back. And since there are no switch phrases or anything, then our entire thing says 2 times, because remember, I can cram that together and I don't have to put the times there. 7x minus 4. There are no switch phrases, so we just wrote the stuff in the order that it's in. Y'all see? Okay, pick it apart and do a little bit at a time and use the rules I'm telling you. It's going to start to make more sense in the word problems, okay? A lot more sense. Any questions on that one, y'all?
No.
Okay. Naomi? You okay? Okay. Did Josh ever make it? No. Sherry?
I'm fine.
You're fine? Okay. And then number 3, I have a little star by that, so there must be a reason I need to show you it. Number 3. We did one kind of like this yesterday when I said I thought it was a typo, but it's not. Sometimes they put this word there after twice, and sometimes they don't. Okay, let's look at it. We look at it, we're strong and we're confident. It says 3 is going to divide this stuff. Okay, this is kind of confusing. 3 is going to divide all this stuff. So let's write twice G. I don't know why they did the of. Usually they'll write twice G. But the of means times, so it's okay. So twice G is 2 times G. Okay? Minus means minus, and 9, of course. So we have all of this, and then it says 3 divides that into 3 pieces. So what it's going to look like is either this, 2G minus 9. The reason I put it in parentheses is because all of that is going to be divided by 3. Or you will see it like this, 2G minus 9. And 3 divides all of that into 3 equal parts. This is probably more common, but it could be that way. I don't know what they did
Yeah, I
back here.
think it is because it's division.
They put like this on the back,
Which one?
the ratio, the fraction. Okay. Okay, I'll let you try all those. Let me see if I have any. Next 2 pages, I'm looking for anything. Multiply half of 7 and a factor. And factor 8. And yeah, just try those, y'all. Looking here. Yeah. Some of them have a lot more words than you used last night. Okay. That does not mean that they're harder. That means just break them up into pieces like we did here. We said twice G means that. This means that. That means that. Okay. We can, if you start writing things above, it will help you a lot. Just be calm, okay, very calm, and look them over. And when you finally write one down and you check it, if it's wrong, find out why. Okay. And tomorrow we'll come on for a short Zoom video and answer any questions that you had on these pages 8 through 11. Okay, 8, 9, 10, the last 4 pages in that packet that I sent out. Okay, and if you'll notice, your email got bombarded yesterday by what, 5 emails, I think, full of homework. If you're only going to print out one worksheet packet at a time, print out the one that says order of operations and the one that says distributive property. Those were the last 2 emails I sent you. Okay, so if you're going to wait, you can wait on packet 2, 3, and 4. You can wait on those until way after the first of the year. I'll give you a heads up. Okay, but if you want to be ready for January the 4th, then print out the 2 emails that say order of operations and distributive property. Okay, those of you in the classroom, I'll have them here for you. Okay. Okay,
Some-
any questions about today?
Well, not really about today, but I do have questions.
That's fine, that's what it's for.
So over the winter break, when we're working on our packet, if we have any problems, can we still text you, or are you going to be off limits because of it being a break?
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to, of course, spend Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with family. But other than that, staycation at my house. I don't plan to go anywhere yet.
Okay.
But even if I go to my sister's or I go to my children's place, they still have internet. So yes, please let me know during the break.
I just didn't want to bother you if you didn't want to
Nope.
be bothered during the break.
Like I've told y'all before, as far as during the night, you know, if we have different hours during the night, when I go to sleep, I turn my phone off. So when I wake up, I'll find it and then I'll answer you then. Okay?
Okay. All right. I just didn't want to be bothersome.
No, you will not be rude and you will not be a bother to me. Please do this anytime. If I'm somewhere I don't have paper, I use a napkin and I work stuff for you and then I'll shoot you a picture. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Or if you need a Zoom or you need a call from me, I can do that too.
Okay. Thank
My
you.
family all understands.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. I think that's cool if you're going to be working over the holidays.
Well, we got to, or I'll forget.
Hey, Isabel's just now able to come on. We'll talk to her a little bit. Any of you have any other questions? Because this is the end of today's. Hi, Isabel.
Hi.
Oh, my.
That's a lot of eyes.
You have an echo.
Uh.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It sounds kind of funny. I mean, I can hear you, but I hear you 3 or 4 times. Just stay on for a little bit, Isabel. We actually got finished for today. So
I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. I'll post the YouTube video that you can look at. What we did is answer some questions, clarify some stuff on the worksheet, and then we talked about some of the problems on pages 8 through 11, which is the rest of the translation packet.
Okay.
And I told them at the end that I know you got bombarded by a bunch of emails. I wanted to get ahead of the game and have those worksheets ready for you for after the first of the year. But if you're not going to print all of them out, which you don't have to, print out the email that says order of operations and the email that says distributive property. Those are relatively short packets. Those are the ones we're going to hit on January 4th. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, tomorrow will be a very short Zoom before our classroom Christmas party. And Friday, I don't record, but I will Zoom on Friday for anyone that needs to ask questions. Friday's questions and answers, I don't record it, but I do Zoom on Fridays. Any questions from anybody?
I was gonna ask you, because tomorrow I have to take my grandson to school,
Yes?
and because I don't know if I'm gonna make it back in time.
Okay, just make sure that you listen to the YouTube video, okay?
Okay,
We're not going to add any new information until after the first of the year.
okay.
Anybody else? Naomi? So you ready to get to work? Okay, and let's see, who's Galaxy? Who is Galaxy 401? I don't know who that is.
It's probably mine, because I had to open the phone.
Well, no, I see your name, Isabel.
Oh, okay.
I see Isabel, Brittany, Naomi, and Sherry. But this one came on, can't remember. I think I've seen it before, but I just can't remember who it is. The what? I don't know, they're not talking to me. All right. So